Hello, and welcome to the English with Colin Podcast, a podcast for English language learners. My name's Colin, I'm an English teacher in Tokyo, and if you're looking to improve your English skills and gain more confidence in your ability to communicate in English, you've come to the right place. In these episodes, I'll provide you with short conversations in English that cover a range of topics, from everyday situations to more specialised subjects. These conversations are designed to help you practice your listening skills and pick up new vocabulary and grammar along the way. Regular listening practice is key to improving your English, and I hope this podcast will become a valuable resource for you on your language learning journey. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the conversation. And remember, the more you listen, the more you'll learn. This is episode 19, and in this episode we're talking about festivals in Japan. Hey Sue.
Hey.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm very well. Today I want to talk about festivals in Japan. So today we have just come back from a festival.
Yes.
We went to a local festival celebrating the Shinsengumi. The Shinsengumi were, it's hard to explain, but they were a small group of fighters, swordsmen, who were commissioned by the military government. And yeah, their job was to protect the shogunate representatives down in Kyoto. So yeah, it's a very kind of interesting group in Japanese history. So this was sort of the 1860s. But it's an important festival around here because one of the key members of this Shinsengumi group is from the town that we live in. So they have a big festival. Now, what did we see at the festival?
There was we when we arrived there was a little bit of a show. Yeah. And they were fighting with swords. Right.
Yeah, like you might see in a sort of samurai drama, TV drama.
Yeah.
There was these kind of fights with multiple people, and they're quite action packed and very kind of dramatic. There's lots of kind of slow motion moments. And lots of dramatic screams and shouts as they're doing it. So yeah, I think that's a highlight for the guys who perform in these sword fights.
It was amazing, yeah.
So that's one thing that we saw. We also saw a parade.
It was a parade, yeah.
There was a parade of what would be the members of this group, these soldiers, kind of marching down the main street. There was a couple of guys on horseback, and some of the guys really kind of got into it. They sort of acted the part. They were sort of
posing,
shouting and screaming and speaking in a different way. I don't know if you noticed, but speaking in the samurai spoke differently, or maybe people of that time spoke differently. If you ever try to watch a samurai drama, it's not standard Japanese. So some of these guys were speaking in that way, which was obviously part of the character. But anyway, we were at that festival today, which is celebrating a historical, it's a historical festival. But most of the festivals that you see in Japan are not historical, they're more religious.
Yes, they will be linked to the temple, right,
yes.
In the area.
The temple or the shrine.
The shrine.
In the area. And they're held at certain points throughout the year. Spring, autumn, summer, and even New Year. There's usually big... maybe not festivals, but there's big events at New Year.
All the celebrations, right, throughout the year.
Right.
Yeah. But the nice thing about these celebrations is that, there's always, not always, but usually there's a fair. There's things happening around the shrine.
Right, yeah. I think especially, the last sort of big festivals that we went to were down in Fukuoka, actually, down in Kyushu.
Yeah.
And that was during Obon.
During Obon, yeah. So we were there for those festivities. And that was it was good fun.
Oh, just to explain what Obon is. Obon has a lot of similarities to the Mexican Day of the Dead.
Yes, we celebrate the same, actually.
In Mexico, you celebrate a very similar thing.
The idea that, the spirits of the people that have left us, they come back on a certain day. Right. And we celebrate them.
Yeah. So if you know the movie Coco, that kind of explains what the Disney film Coco.
Yes, that's the Mexican Day of the Dead.
The Mexican Day of the Dead. So Obon happens in the summer, in August in Japan.
It's a nice one as well because you dance. Yes,
that's true. Yes, the Obon dance, the Odori, is a big part of it. We enjoyed it outside. It was just next to the main station, Hakata Station.
Yes.
Just out the rear of the station. There was a huge area where people were eating and drinking and dancing and really kind of enjoying it. A lot of young people wearing yukata, the kind of summer kimono.
Yes, it's a nice part of it as well because you dress up in a way and everyone looks fantastic. Men and women, they look great in their yukatas and jimbes and
it's
all of these summer clothes.
A very clean look, I think.
It is.
Especially if you have the shoes as well and you've got your little fan. Girls have maybe like a little bag. It was nice. Other things you might see maybe in a spring festival or an autumn festival is the shrine, a portable shrine.
They carry it around the streets,
they call
right?
it the mikoshi. Mm-hmm. That's a kind of portable shrine that gets it gets carried around the area. And these festivals are very local. Like each area will have its own little festival.
Yes, and the idea is that people from that neighborhood participate.
Yeah.
And that is great. And when we used to be in Shinjuku, there was a festival, but then there was like a day later, it was the same festival, but with little kids. They were learning how to do it.
Yeah, I guess they were kind of learning. Yeah, I remember you said one day you kind of heard this noise and you're like, what's that noise? And you looked out the window and you saw this small group of kids basically doing the festival, but they were carrying a small version.
A small version, yeah.
Of the portable shrine.
And they were on the back street, so they wouldn't go into the main street.
Right.
Because it makes sense. It would be dangerous. It's busy, but it was the back street, so it was from the balcony. And they were doing this and they were delighted. And all dressed up and doing it very professionally, I must say.
As you said, kind of learning how to do it.
Yeah.
Because you need to be kind of organized and work together. These things are heavy. There was actually a big accident. I don't know if you saw that in the news. I think maybe a month ago. One of these really big shrines. I don't know if it was down in Osaka or somewhere, but one of them fell.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
They're heavy. They're really, really heavy, and if you lose it, it's gonna go. It's gonna fall. Okay, so
and these are always accompanied by music. A flute, is it a flute?
Yes, there'll be flute. There's the Japanese flute.
Yes,
which is like a bamboo flute.
It's a very special sound as well.
Yeah.
Very, very unique. And then drums.
Taiko drums.
Yeah. And the people carrying the shrine, they are singing.
Yes, they've got some kind of. I guess it kind of helps with their movement timing of the movement. Maybe I don't know. So yeah, you can hear, and especially when we were in Shinjuku, there's lots of shrines happening. Lots of festivals happening in different areas, and you can hear. And like, okay, shall we go and try and find, what's going on?
Yes, you go to these festivals by ear. It's like there's some sound over there. Let's go and investigate.
Let's grab a beer and then go and try and find this this parade.
And it's nice because when you arrive, there's always food. And
what kind of food do you like?
Oh, well, there's always some sort of yakisoba, noodles.
Like fried noodles, yeah.
What else? Okonomiyaki. There's also okonomiyaki.
You got to explain what okonomiyaki is.
It's like a pancake.
It's like a savoury pancake.
Savoury pancake with with vegetables. There's usually some grilled meat, chicken or meat or tongue as well. There's a lot of tongue.
Yeah.
There's
I like the it's called taiyaki.
What's a taiyaki?
Taiyaki is kind of like it's the thing that's shaped like a fish, and it's like a pancake batter in the shape of a fish, and inside there's kind of two halves to it, and then inside you might have red bean paste like anko, or you might have custard, or maybe chocolate or something like that. I like those. I have quite a sweet tooth, so I enjoy the taiyaki.
There's also the grilled fish, and it's
the fish,
small fish, and it's kind of salted. I don't know.
It's really salted.
It's really salted. I don't know if it's with water and salt. I don't know how they do it. And then it's grilled, and it's in a stick.
It's on a stick.
On a stick. And then people just grab the stick and they just eat it. But it's with bones and everything. Yeah. So it's a bit difficult for me.
Yeah, I think we stayed at a kind of old farmhouse in Nyotum. And that was one of the dishes that we had for dinner, was this kind of fish on a stick. And it was just, this fish just very, kind of put on a stick and grilled very, very slowly for a long time. And you eat the whole thing.
Yes, the bite is meat and bones.
Yeah. There's a good crunch to it.
Yeah. But at the same places, they usually also have some mochi, which is also being grilled. And that's delicious. I really like that one.
Mochi?
Yeah.
What is mochi?
Mochi is rice.
I think the way they translate it is like rice cake.
Rice cake.
It's like a chewy kind of,
It's
like
a special kind of rice as well.
Yes, mochi rice, it's different to regular kind of.
So when you cook it, and if you start moving it, it starts making up a little kind of dough. Yeah,
it feels, it almost makes like a paste.
It creates like a paste, and then they have this wooden hammer, and they hit it, and it's like and there's someone that comes in and moves it, and then the hammer comes, and then it's like a dance.
Well, they have to be very coordinated, definitely. That's something that you need to see. It's hard to explain, but if you type in like mochi, and so mochi MOCHI, and hammer HAMMER, you'll find something. And it's something they do. I think we do it at New Year in Shinjuku. We were walking past.
We walked
an
past
area.
And they were doing it. And then we stayed, and it was just made, and then they have the different toppings.
Yeah, that's true.
Kinoko, that's my favorite.
Kinako. Yes.
Kinako is it's a mushroom.
Yeah.
Kinako. And it's so nice. It's a lovely taste. Yeah.
Summer festivals. I'm looking forward to the festivals in the summer because you've got fireworks. Fireworks, for me, the fireworks are something in November. We have them on the 5th of November or near the 5th of November in the UK. Guy Fawkes night on the 5th of November, or at New Year. So at midnight on New Year's Eve. But in Japan, fireworks is a summer thing. It's a summer festival thing.
Yes, because it's so hot that when you can come out is at night.
Yeah.
And, that's the perfect time for fireworks.
But there's a long history of fireworks in Japan with, obviously they had a lot of trade with China, and fireworks has been a part of Chinese culture for hundreds of years, if not thousands of years. So fireworks are a big deal in Japan. I've seen some incredible firework displays. We went to the one. Did we go to Tokyo Bay?
We did, yes, but we had to walk and walk and walk.
Yeah, that's true. And I also went to one in Niigata, which is incredible. Nagaoka Festival in Niigata. Probably one of the best firework displays I will ever see in my life. And I was lucky to go to that a couple of times. So yeah, if you get a chance, if you visit Japan, definitely look out for festivals. It doesn't matter what time of year; they're all unique and special in their own way. But it could be a real highlight of your trip. And that's a wrap for today's episode of the English with Colin podcast. I hope you enjoyed listening to the conversation and found it helpful in your language learning journey. Remember, the key to mastering a language is regular practice. So make sure you listen to our podcast regularly and keep honing your listening skills. We appreciate your support and feedback. So if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions for future topics, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us. You can find our contact information in the show notes. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to joining you again next time for another conversation in English. Until then, keep practicing and take care.